Your bank account is literally screaming at you. For years, mine was, and I had no idea. It was telling me I was living in total financial chaos, buried under a mountain of useless junk, and a constant stream of expenses I couldn't even explain. I thought I was crushing it. I had a good job. I paid my bills. But I was one flat tire away from a total financial collapse. My bank balance was a source of nonstop anxiety, not security. That all changed when I finally stopped listening to the noise of everyone trying to sell me something and started listening to my own bank account. And I discovered something insane. It wasn't begging for more money. It was begging for simplicity. It was begging for a system. It was begging for these 15 laws of minimalist wealth. These laws didn't just fix my finances, they automated my wealth, completely obliterated my debt, and gave me my freedom back. And in this video, I'm giving all 15 of them to you. Everyone thinks building wealth is all about earning more money, that if they could just get that next raise, that next side hustle, then boom, all their money problems would magically disappear. But I know people earning six figures who are stressed out, completely broke, and trapped by their own lifestyle. It's crazy. And I've seen people on normal incomes quietly build a life of financial security and total peace. The difference isn't what's on their paycheck. It's the system they use. It's the rules they live by. And no, this isn't some boring minimalism where you have to live in a sad, empty white room. Financial minimalism is about clarity. It's about getting rid of the junk that doesn't add value to your life. The physical clutter, the forgotten subscriptions, the late night impulse buys, so you have more cash for the things that actually matter. This is your strategy for financial independence. This is your ticket out of the paycheck to paycheck nightmare. These 15 laws are the blueprint. This is the exact system I used to go from financial chaos to having complete control of my money. And it all starts with the most important law of all. Section 1. The Foundational Laws of Automation and Debt Destruction Law. 1. Pay yourself first, and automate it immediately. The first and most powerful law is to pay yourself first. You've heard this before, but the minimalist twist is automation. You don't save what's left after spending, you spend what's left after saving. The second your paycheck hits your account, a piece of it needs to automatically move to your savings or investments. Before you pay rent, before you buy food, before you even think about bills, you secure your future self. For years, I told myself, I'll save whatever is left at the end of the month. You know how much was left? 0. There was always another dinner out, another cool gadget, another sale I couldn't miss. My good intentions were worthless. My bank account wanted a system, not promises. The day I set up an automatic transfer for 10% of my income, everything changed. It became a non-negotiable bill, just like rent. At first, 10% was a lot, so I started with just 3% and worked my way up. The magic is, you just learn to live on the rest. Good systems build wealth, not good intentions. This one automated choice is more powerful than 1,000 moments of willpower. Law 2. Pay off high-interest debt with aggressive focus. Your bank account tells a story. And if you have high-interest credit card debt, it's a horror story. That 19%, 24%, or even 29% interest, it is a wealth-destroying monster. Paying it off isn't just a good idea. It is the highest guaranteed return on investment you will ever find. I'm serious. No stock, no crypto, no real estate can guarantee you a 24% return. But paying off a credit card with a 24% interest rate does exactly that. My journey to financial freedom started with looking at my credit card bills. I had thousands of dollars in debt, and I was just making minimum payments, thinking I was handling it. I was wrong. The interest was eating me alive. So I used the avalanche method. I made minimum payments on everything, except the card with the highest interest rate. I threw every single extra dollar I could find at that one card. Every coffee I skipped, every dinner I cooked, that money went straight to killing that debt. Watching that balance disappear was one of the most incredible feelings of my life. Every dollar you send to a credit card company is a dollar you're stealing from your future. Break the chains. Law 3. Build a starter emergency fund first. Okay, before you go all in on destroying debt, you need a buffer. A wall between you and life's crazy curveballs. This is your starter emergency fund. The goal is simple. Save $500 to $1,000 as fast as you can. This isn't your full 6-month expense fund. This is life happens money. This is the fund that stops a flat tire from becoming new credit card debt. It's what keeps a broken appliance from wrecking your entire budget. I used to think emergency funds were for rich people. For me, emergencies just went on a credit card, digging me into a deeper hole. My bank account was begging for a safety net, so I got intense. I sold a bunch of stuff I didn't need, worked a few extra hours, and slashed my spending for 1 month. In just 3 weeks, I had $1,000 sitting in a separate savings account. For the first time, I felt like I could breathe. That $1,000 was my financial foundation. It was the moat around my castle, protecting me from the small disasters that used to send my finances into a tailspin. By the way, if you're already feeling how powerful these first few laws are, and you want more ways to build financial systems that actually work, do me a huge favor and obliterate that subscribe button. It's a tiny click for you, but it makes a massive difference for the channel. Section 2. Mastering your mind and your money law. 4. Implement a 30-day waiting rule for non-essential purchases. Your biggest financial enemy isn't your income. It's impulse. Modern marketing is literally designed to make you feel like you have to buy something right now. The 30-day rule is your shield. For any non-essential purchase over, say, $50 or $100, you don't say no. You just say, not yet. Write the item down and wait 30 days. I started a 30-day list in a notebook. It was shocking. I'd see some new gadget and feel this insane urge to buy it. I'd write it down, and a week later, I'd look at the list and barely remember wanting it. After 30 days, the desire was almost always gone. I realized I didn't want the thing. I wanted the dopamine hit of buying something new. This single habit saved me thousands of dollars in the first year alone. Let time, not emotion, make your financial decisions. Law 5. Choose quality over quantity. Always, the minimalist mindset isn't about owning the cheapest things. It's about owning the best things for the job and as few as you need. Here's the secret. Buying cheap is expensive. A $20 pair of shoes you have to replace every 6 months costs you way more in the long run than a $120 pair that lasts 5 years. This goes for everything. Clothes, kitchen tools, furniture. I used to be the king of fast fashion and cheap electronics. My closet was overflowing with clothes I didn't even like, and my drawers were a graveyard of broken gadgets. It was just clutter and wasted money. My turning point was a winter coat. I'd buy a new cheap one every year for around $70. It was never warm enough. Finally, I invested in a classic, well-made coat for $350. It felt like a huge purchase, but I've now worn it for 6 winters. It's warm, it looks great, and it has saved me money and the headache of shopping for a new coat every single year. Your bank account isn't begging for cheap. It's begging for value. Invest in things that last. Law 6. Simplify your finances to one of each account. Complexity is the enemy of control. If you have multiple checking accounts, a wallet full of credit cards, and old 401s from jobs you left years ago, that chaos creates confusion and hidden fees. The minimalist fix is radical simplification. Get down to one checking account, one high-yield savings account, one main credit card that you pay off every month, and one investment platform. I used to have 3 checking accounts for no reason, a bunch of credit cards to maximize points, and old retirement accounts I'd forgotten about. It was a mess. I was paying fees I didn't know about. The process of simplifying was life-changing. I rolled my old 401s into one IRA. I closed the extra bank accounts. I picked the one credit card that fit my life and hid the others. Suddenly, I had crystal clarity. I could see exactly what was coming in and going out from a single screen. A simple financial life is a manageable financial life. Law 7. Track your spending monthly, not obsessively. A lot of people think budgeting is a prison where you track every single penny. That almost always fails. A minimalist budget is about awareness, not obsession. Instead of daily tracking, just commit to a simple 30-minute monthly review. Once a month, sit down and categorize your spending from the last month. This isn't about judging yourself. It's about data. Think of it as a calm financial checkup. The first time I did this, I was horrified. I was spending over $100 a month on subscriptions I didn't even use. A streaming service here, a premium app there. It was a silent drain on my account. My bank was begging me to notice these tiny leaks. The monthly review made them impossible to ignore. I canceled half of them on the spot. This isn't about a suffocating budget. It's about spotting the leaks so you can point your money where you actually want it to go. Section 3. Building a life of intentionality law. 8. Control your mornings with a routine. Your financial decisions are heavily influenced by your state of mind. A chaotic morning leads to a day of poor, impulsive choices, but a calm, intentional morning sets the stage for a day of clarity and focus, and that includes financial focus. A minimalist morning routine isn't about waking up at 4 a.m. to run a marathon. It's about starting your day with purpose instead of panic. My mornings used to be a blur of hitting snooze, frantically checking emails and social media, and rushing out the door. That stress fueled my desire for quick fixes all day. An expensive coffee, an impulse buy online. My new routine is ridiculously simple. No phone for the first 30 minutes of the day. I stretch, drink a glass of water, and write down my 3 main goals for the day. That's it. That little pocket of peace grounds me. It protects my mind from the world's chaos, which protects my wallet from the dumb decisions a stressed out mind makes. Mid-roll CTA. Speaking of goals, this next law is all about focusing your energy. What is the number one financial goal you are working on right now? Is it paying off debt, building your emergency fund, or saving for a down payment? Let me know in the comments below. I'm serious. Sharing your goal is a powerful way to make it real. Law 9. Limit financial goals to 3 per year. If you try to do everything at once, you will accomplish nothing. If you're trying to pay off your car, save for a house, and invest aggressively all at the same time, you're spreading your focus so thin that you won't make real progress on any of them. The minimalist approach is to pick a maximum of 3 main financial priorities for the year and align every decision with them. For my first year, my 3 goals were simple. 1. Build that $1,000 emergency fund. 2. Pay off my highest interest credit card. 3. Automate a 5% contribution to my retirement account. That was it. Every financial decision got filtered through those 3 goals. When I was tempted to buy something, I'd ask, will this help me reach one of my 3 goals? If the answer was no, it was surprisingly easy to walk away. This laser focus is what creates momentum. Your bank account is begging for a clear destination, not 1,000 different directions. Law 10. Declutter your home and mind. Ruthlessly, physical clutter is a symptom of mental clutter, and both are enemies of financial clarity. When your space is filled with stuff you don't use, it's a constant reminder of past spending mistakes. It creates this low-level anxiety that makes it hard to think clearly. Decluttering isn't just cleaning. It's a financial audit of your past. As I went through my apartment, bagging up clothes I hadn't worn in years and boxing up gadgets I'd forgotten I owned, I wasn't just creating space. I was confronting the cost of my own bad habits. Each item represented a decision and a dollar amount. It was painful, but so necessary. Selling some of that junk online even gave me a cash boost that went straight to my debt. But more importantly, the process rewired my brain. An empty shelf became more valuable than some new possession. A calm, uncluttered home leads to a calm, uncluttered mind, which is the perfect place to make good financial decisions. Law 11. Keep housing and transportation boring. Listen, your housing and transportation are the 2 biggest expenses in your budget. They are the financial mountains. If you get these 2 categories right, you give yourself a massive, almost unfair advantage. The minimalist law here is simple. Keep them boring. Live in a place that's comfortably below what you can technically afford. Drive a reliable used car instead of a flashy new one with a soul-crushing payment. This is where I made my biggest mistake for years. I was house poor, living in an apartment that was technically in my budget, but left me with nothing. My bank account was begging me to downsize. When my lease was up, I moved to a smaller, less trendy apartment. It instantly freed up several $100s a month. That money became the rocket fuel for my debt payoff and investing goals. A car is a tool to get you from point A to point B. Treating it like a status symbol is a trap that keeps millions of people broke. Get these 2 big decisions right, and you'll have more financial freedom than you can imagine. Law 12. Cook most of your meals at home. Eating out is one of the sneakiest budget killers. A $15 lunch here, a $20 delivery there. It feels small, but it adds up to an insane amount over a month. The rule isn't to never eat out, but to make it a treat instead of a daily habit. Your goal should be to cook the vast majority of your meals, like 6 out of 7 days a week. I used a tracking app for 1 month and was disgusted to find I had spent over $600 on takeout in restaurants. It was my biggest financial leak by a mile. My bank account was practically screaming. I just made a simple rule. I packed my lunch for work, and we cooked dinner at home on weeknights. We still go out on the weekend, but that one change freed up over $400 a month. That's almost $5,000 a year that can now be used to build wealth instead of being eaten in 5 minutes. Section 4, the final laws of freedom and focus law. 13, guard your time and attention like gold. Today, your most valuable assets aren't your things. They're your time and your attention. Social media notifications, endless emails, and draining events are all designed to steal them from you. Protecting your focus is a financial strategy. A distracted mind is an unproductive mind, and a tired, overstimulated mind makes terrible spending decisions. This was a total game changer for me. I realized my constant scrolling on social media was creating this feeling of being behind and a desire to spend money just to keep up. My phone was killing my productivity. So, I set hard boundaries. I turned off almost all notifications. No social media, no news alerts, no emails. I check email twice a day. I deleted the social media apps off my phone entirely. The result was a profound sense of calm and a huge surge in focus. And as a side effect, the urge to spend impulsively just plummeted. When you stop consuming other people's lives 24/7, you have more resources to build your own. Law 14. Renegotiate bills and cut subscriptions. Mercilessly. Your recurring bills are not set in stone. Your cable, internet, cell phone, and insurance companies will often negotiate to keep you as a customer. A single phone call can often lower your monthly payment. At the same time, you have to be a ruthless guardian against subscription creep. This is the financial equivalent of finding free money. Once a year, I schedule a bill negotiation day. I call my providers and politely ask, are there any better promotions available for a loyal customer? More often than not, I walk away with savings. Then, every 3 months, I scan my bank statement with one goal: find and cancel subscriptions I don't use. That fitness app I used once, that streaming service for one show, the premium membership I forgot I had, they all get the axe. It's amazing how these little $5, $10, $15 charges add up. Law 15. Replace, don't, upgrade. This final law is your ultimate defense against lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation is why people get a raise but never actually feel any richer. The law is simple. When something essential breaks, you replace it. You do not automatically upgrade. When my old laptop finally died, the temptation to buy the latest, top-of-the-line model was huge. All the ads told me I needed the extra power, but my old laptop had served me perfectly fine. I didn't need more. So I bought the modern equivalent of what I had, a solid mid-range machine that did everything I needed, for about half the price of the fancy model. When your phone breaks, you don't automatically need the newest one. This discipline is what lets you turn income growth into actual wealth. It's the final lock on your minimalist financial system, making sure your wealth compounds for you, not for the companies trying to sell you more. Conclusion. These 15 laws aren't about restriction. They're about freedom. They're about trading the cheap thrill of buying junk for the long-term, deep satisfaction of financial security. It's about redefining wealth not as a pile of stuff, but as a life filled with options and control. Your bank account really is trying to tell you something. When it's always near zero, it's not asking for a bigger paycheck. It's asking for a better system. It's begging for simplicity, for you to clear out the debt and the clutter that are weighing it down. You don't have to tackle all 15 of these laws overnight. I challenge you to start with just one. Pick the one that feels the most doable for you right now. Maybe it's Law 1, setting up that first automatic transfer. Maybe it's Law 7, scheduling your first money review. The momentum you get from that one small win will be transformative. You have the power to stop living in financial chaos and start building a life of minimalist wealth. The path is clear, and it starts today. If this video gave you the clarity you've been looking for, destroy the thumbs up button to let me know. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for more practical strategies on how to build a life of financial freedom. Now, I want to hear from you. Looking back at the 15 laws, which one are you going to start with this week? Drop a comment below and commit to that first step. Go! And if you're ready for the next move, check out this video on the screen now, where I break down exactly how to set up the automated systems we talked about today. Thanks for watching, and here's to your